You feel it the moment she looks past you, not through you, as if you were never even an option. That quiet rejection doesn't scream, it whispers. It follows you home and lingers in the back of your mind. Most men miss it entirely because they are too busy performing, trying to impress, or overthinking what they said or did. Desire, however, doesn't begin with lines, tricks, or acting like someone you're not. It begins where you stop asking to be chosen and start deciding who you are, independent of anyone's approval. Most women don't lose interest because a man isn't attractive enough. They lose interest because he leaks neediness, confusion, and invisible pressure. She feels it before a single word is spoken. Your tone, your pace, your energy, the way you seek validation, all of it communicates more than compliments ever could. Female desire is not logical, but it is precise. It responds to emotional safety paired with mystery, certainty balanced with restraint. When those elements are missing, her body shuts the door, even if her mind tries to remain polite. The truth most men aren't told is simple. Attraction isn't created by chasing harder. It is created when your presence changes the emotional temperature of the room. She doesn't desire a man simply because he wants her. She desires him because he wants his own life, his own path, and his own standards, and invites her into it without needing her to complete it. When you approach life already whole and grounded, she doesn't feel hunted, she feels curious. Curiosity, not chasing, is the doorway to desire. Desperation, on the other hand, slams that door shut instantly. If she isn't interested right now, it doesn't mean you failed, it simply means she has categorized you. Categories can change, but only when your energy changes. You don't argue with her disinterest, and you don't explain your value. You embody it. Women are constantly reading the emotional subtext. Are you calm when things are uncertain, or do you rush to fill silence? Do you listen without trying to impress, or do you perform? Do you accept a no with grace, or do you shrink in response? Each of these small, often unnoticed moments rewrites the story she tells herself about you. The fastest way to spark desire is to remove pressure and replace it with presence. Presence is being fully there without being attached to the outcome. It is speaking because you mean it, not because you want validation. It is walking away from conversations that drain you instead of overstaying to earn crumbs of attention. Boundaries are not walls, they are signals. They communicate that you respect yourself enough to protect your time and energy. That self-respect echoes in her nervous system. Desire is her body's response to how you make her feel about herself when she is around you. She wants to feel seen, valued, and intrigued, not flattered, not chased, and certainly not manipulated. When you stop trying to make her like you and start allowing her to experience you, something subtle but profound shifts. You become unpredictable in the best way, grounded but not needy, interested but not dependent. That balance is rare, and rarity creates value. Before thinking about what to say, focus on how you stand in the world. Once you master that, interest emerges naturally, quietly, and powerfully. Most men fail because they mistake attention for desire. She can smile, flirt, laugh at your jokes, and still not feel desire. Attention is cheap. Desire is visceral. It thrives on emotional rhythm, tension, and anticipation. Women crave men who are predictable in their stability but unpredictable in their energy. Consistency gives her safety. Unpredictability sparks curiosity. Combine the two, and you create a magnetic force she can't resist. Over-explaining, over-texting, or over-pursuing kills that spark instantly. Desire thrives on subtlety and self-possession, not performance. Women are drawn not to perfection, but to emotional self-containment. They want a man who is unavailable in just the right way, not cold, not indifferent, not needy, not aloof. This paradox they cannot articulate consciously, yet their nervous system reacts to it. Your job is to create moments where she is drawn to you emotionally without realizing it. This isn't manipulation. It is mastery of energy, presence, and subtle tension. Sexual tension is not sex, it is anticipation. When you maintain mystery and reveal yourself in layers rather than a full blueprint, her imagination does the rest. Desire grows organically in the interplay of challenge and curiosity. The man who chases rarely excites. The man who lives fully, allowing glimpses of himself, ignites curiosity and longing. Desire is a reflection of respect for self and space. Every time you overperform or chase, you signal neediness. Every time you remain grounded, patient, and intriguing, you signal emotional gravity. Women notice this unconsciously, and it shapes their attraction. Sexual desire, at its core, is fueled by anticipation and emotional depth, not by gestures, gifts, or words. Every glance, laugh, or subtle interaction becomes a thread connecting her desire to your presence. She imagines closeness and intimacy long before anything physical occurs. That is the invisible architecture of attraction: subtle, quiet, and self-propelling. Emotional calibration is key. Desire is felt in the nervous system before it is understood consciously. Are you calm under uncertainty? Are you grounded when she tests you? Can you maintain composure when things don't go your way? Women sense these energies long before you speak. The more emotionally resilient, self-contained, and consistent you are, the stronger her attraction becomes. Emotional gravity beats charm every time. Rejection or disinterest isn't failure, it's information. It signals where your energy is weak and where your presence is inconsistent. Desire responds to clarity, strength, and mystery, not to validation seeking. Another essential element is mystery. Mystery doesn't mean hiding your life. It means revealing yourself in layers, letting her imagination fill in the gaps. Predictability kills desire. Subtle unpredictability, combined with presence and self-possession, creates fascination. Desire grows in tension, anticipation, and curiosity. Women respond to men who balance approach and restraint, attention and space, consistency and unpredictability. That balance is subtle mastery. Men who understand it can transform polite disinterest into emotional fascination without forcing it. Sexual energy is not just physical proximity, it is anticipation, imagination, and emotional rhythm. When you cultivate your own life, interests, and boundaries, she feels pulled before anything tangible happens. Your presence alone creates desire. Women notice your energy, not your words, gifts, or gestures. Desire thrives where authenticity meets self-control, patience, and quiet confidence. The more you live independently of her attention, the more compelling you become. Curiosity turns into longing. Emotional resonance transforms polite interaction into attraction. Finally, understand this: the man who generates desire doesn't manipulate or perform. He cultivates his own life, maintains emotional sovereignty, and allows her to experience him without pressure. He is grounded, intriguing, patient, and emotionally stable. She notices, imagines, and desires him without conscious effort. This is the invisible rule most men overlook. Desire is earned through presence, emotional depth, and mastery of energy, not through chasing, persuasion, or performance. Women respond to the emotional ecosystem you create, not to what you try to make them feel. Stop performing for her attention. Stop seeking validation. Live fully, speak with intention, and move with purpose. Every moment of composure, every boundary maintained, every layer of subtle mystery strengthens desire. When you exist authentically, independent of her reactions, she becomes drawn without understanding why. Emotional self-sufficiency, groundedness, patience, and intrigue. These are the forces that transform polite interest into deep longing. That is the invisible architecture of attraction, the mastery of presence, and the subtle energy that creates desire even in women who initially seem indifferent.